So let's talk about those numbers for your business.
And I'm gonna tell you, some owner operators may look at that as excessive. I've had a transmission issue that cost me 4,500. So you get a couple of those in a quarter.
Welcome to This Week in Trucking, where we showcase serious trucking professionals and share real numbers about their businesses so that you can know what it takes to do well in this industry. Today, I'm talking to Antoine from Midwest Box Trucking. Thanks so much for being here, Antoine.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
So tell me about your business.
Yep. I run a small trucking company pretty much out of a box truck. And I've been running right at 6 years now. Yeah, right now I'm running one truck. Like I said, it was a time where I had 3 smaller cargo vans
I see.
and a Sprinter van.
Yeah. So let's talk about those numbers for your business. You said that you track them on a weekly basis.
Yes.
Let's start out with the total number of days. How many days a week do you work?
On average, 4 to 6, but it varies. Sometimes a little bit less, a little
Sure.
bit more. So we could base it off maybe 5 days.
5 would be,
Yep.
sounds like it's about the average. What about
Right.
how many miles do you run
In a week,
in a week?
I run approximately 2,000 miles,
Okay.
give or take. Once again, I'm regional, so I'm in Illinois. I go to Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, and the outskirts, if you will. Yeah.
On average, how much do you gross in a week? So just total amount paid for all loads in those 5 days.
I would say about, on average, let's go with 3,500. I was
Okay.
gonna say 38, and that's average.
You said that you own your truck. Have you paid it off yet, or you're still
No,
paying
I'm
it off?
financing. Sorry
Okay.
to correct myself. Yep, I'm financing. Yep.
How much is your monthly payment?
Yeah, it's 1,400 a month,
Okay. How much did you buy your truck for?
50,000, and that
Okay.
includes a warranty as well. So we were coming off of, because it was a point and period where it was 80, 90,000 for a used box truck, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Yeah,
You don't have a trailer because you have a box truck. What about insurance?
about 750 a
Okay.
month. It's 760.
That's pretty great, is it not?
That's very good. I know individuals that are paying, and these are rare cases, and these are new companies, but in upwards of 2,000 a month for one driver, one truck.
What kind of insurance do you have, and how
So,
much does it cover?
so
Sure.
1 million general, 100,000 cargo, 2 million aggregate. Yeah.
And do you put anything for yourself for salary?
Yes, I try to pay myself, and anybody that they runs a company, sometimes you just cannot pay yourself. It's
Sure.
been many weeks that I wasn't able to pay myself. So it happens, but I try to on average pay myself about 750 a week,
A week?
and yeah, that be set aside for my personal expenses.
You don't have any deductions because you're running under your own authority?
Yeah.
And then let's talk about fuel. What kind of fuel mileage do you get?
I want to say I get about 10 miles to the gallon, give or take. Usually, I think most owner operators, including myself, 100 to 150 per night, maybe 700, 800 a week. And that's on a moderate week.
About 200 gallons.
Yeah,
What about tolls? I bet you're going through Chicago a lot. Is there any That's not real expensive, is it?
can be. I would say on average in a week, I may spend $10 in tolls. And that's me because of the area that I'm running in.
So tell me about maintenance. Would you set aside something every week or
Talked about this recently, but I would do it off of a quarter
Mm,
type of deal. I would say maybe 2,500 a quarter.
okay.
And that may be excessive, but that's what I would set aside if I was just making maintenance fun. I would say maybe 25 per quarter.
Got
And
it.
like I said, it could be a lot more, but on average, a regular PM is going to cost me about $330. And I'll do one of those every 2 months. Yeah.
Right. What about ELD? What kind of ELD do you have?
I have an ELD through Motive, formerly known as Keep Trucking, and that runs about 600 a year,
Okay.
including the equipment that they send you initially.
So now we've got our total amount. These are all the numbers that you would need to make this calculation. You got to know how much you made, how many days that you worked during that period, how
Mhm.
many total miles you ran, and then all of your costs. And that's what you
Exactly.
get, like the summary up here. So this is looking pretty nice. I
It
would
it does.
say
I like this calculator.
you've
Yeah.
got a rate per mile on average of 175 and a cost
Mhm.
per mile of 114. You're making a 35% net profit off of this. Now, someone did recognize in our last video that we didn't talk about self-employment tax and income tax.
Mhm.
So that's also something that you got to keep in mind, that any profit
Definitely.
that you make off of your business as a business owner is going to get taxed as income,
Exactly.
right? The rates might depend. There's a federal rate, but there are
Mhm.
also state self-income or self-employment
And it
taxes. There's
depends
also
on what you
city.
make overall. Yeah.
So this isn't necessarily take home, but it is take home for the business as itself. Do any of these numbers surprise you? Or is this
I'm
pretty
looking
much
it
your
when I calculate my cost per mile, I'm right up under 130 per mile, and
okay?
I know I'm over. I purposely over
Sure.
calculated with fuel and so forth. I use a larger number. As I stated, I started in a Sprinter van, so then I started local. I ran with a company, it was called, like, Veterans Distribution. I think they've since gone out of business. And then I was sourcing loads through, like I said, an expedited shipping company. So I've been local and have a contract, work expedited in the van. And then since I've been in the box truck, mainly Amazon Relay, and I supplemented with gig apps, mobile phone apps that daily push out loads and highest bidder gets them. So that's a lot of what I do now as well. I know a lot of individuals that also source through like DAT.
Sounds like you're doing a great job, and that's awesome. So thanks again for joining us on This Week in Trucking. If you liked this episode, this conversation with Midwest Box Trucking, please follow Midwest Box Trucking on YouTube. We'll link his channel in the description below. And also, if you're not already subscribed to This Week in Trucking, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe so that you never miss out on another interview with trucking professionals. Thanks again, Antoine.
And I appreciate you for having